Love Letter is a quick, best of X rounds card game that you can play with a minimal time investment. It's a great portable game that you can play while waiting in line or for something momentous to happen. It's got a fun theme with characters that have personalities which we're going to embellish a little bit. Love Letter is set in the city-state of Tempest. It's part of a family of games in that setting, just after Queen Mariana has been arrested for treason. Her daughter, Princess Annette, is in desperate need of comforting, for obvious reasons, and who better to do that comforting than you, an up-and-coming member of the court. Of course, it would be inappropriate to approach the princess directly at such a troubled time. Instead, you will work through members of the court, trying to get a letter of your affection to Annette and receive a token of hers in return. The game is played in a series of rounds, until someone has won a number specified in the rules. You can always set your own number of rounds if you want to play for more or less time. The deck of cards is shuffled, and one or more cards is set aside without looking at them. This makes it impossible to know for sure what anybody else has at a given moment. During each round, you will have one card in your hand who represents the courtier who currently possesses your letter. On your turn, you will draw another card. You will keep one of the two cards in your hand and play the other, using their courtly power to assist your quest. The card that remains in your hand, they're carrying your letter. Played and discarded cards remain in front of you for two reasons: to help other players deduce what's left, and to break ties at the end of the game. When you play the guard Odette, you choose another player and guess a non-guard card. If that player is holding that card, they're out of the round. You've convinced Odette that the character whose card you've guessed is holding that player's letter. Odette doesn't want that letter to reach the princess, so she searches for it. When you play the priest Tomas, you choose another player, and they have to show you their hand. Secretly, not so nobody else can see it. This is essentially an abuse of Tomas's confessional powers. When you play the Baron Talus, you compare your hand with another player's card. Whoever has the lower ranked card is out of the round. Honestly, we don't know what's going on here, but we think that maybe the higher ranked card is able to GTFO from the Baron, who is really boring. We don't know. Slide. When you play the handmaid Susanna, you're safe. Nobody can do anything to you until the end of your next turn. This is basically because everybody ignores Susanna. She's just a handmaid. Or is she? When you play Prince Arnaud, you choose a player to discard their hand and get a new one. You can do this to yourself if you want. Arnaud basically really wants to be involved in the letter passing and insists that whoever you choose has the wrong person carrying their letter. When you play King Arnaud, you trade hands with another player. We think what's happening here is that the king's kind of bumbling and knocks into two people who are carrying letters, and when they pick them back up, they get the wrong ones. Such a stupid card. At what point is it actually good to play the king? Like, this one's weird. If you have Countess Wilhelmina, you have to discard her if you draw the prince or the king. That's it. Otherwise, she's just a rank 7 card. Once you get the Princess Annette, you must not discard her or you will lose the round. If she is discovered carrying your letter, she tosses it in the fire. The round ends when there is only one player left or there are no more cards to draw, at which point the player with the highest ranked card in their hand wins the round. In case of a tie, then the player with the highest sum of the cards in front of them wins the tie. So that's Love Letter. Click my face to watch me make a fool of myself playing it as a drinking game, but before you do, show us some love by subscribing and hitting the like button. That's how we validate ourselves. Also, leave a comment with what game you think we should play next. I'll see you next week, but until then, play responsibly.
Alright, you're going down.
I'm going down
Princess
this
Lover.
It's not my fault that I'm a wordsmith, Jordan. Alright. Show me your hand, Jordan. No. Let's not. Let's keep the puns to a minimum, alright?